walls.
Oh, dear.
No! Viva did kill her. Excuse me.
I don't want to spoil your lunch, but this is rather important. I think I'm going to be arrested.
What?
When you get out of here, you better watch yourself. I'm taking over from B, get it? Me. And you better toe the line, or next time you won't end up in the pound, you'll end up in the bloody hospital. I won't warn you again! I know who killed Yatesy. Don't you think the governor should know?
Hello there everyone and welcome to the video. My name's SerenitySoloREACTS and here we are with Prisoner Cell Block H episode 30. We are slowly counting down the weeks now, and well, it's getting close. But we're slowly counting them down to the twice weekly episodes. Really hoping you're looking forward to that, I honestly do. And if you are, let me know. I can't put it up to 3 yet, unfortunately, because I haven't got the time to do that. But you never know what the future holds. It could happen at some point. Monica's back. She stepped out of that deep dark portal. She stepped out of the abyss, wherever the abyss was. And she came back to Heavy Yates. So is that it? Is she gone again now? I was hoping for a resolution as to where she'd been. But no one said a bloody thing. So where was she? I still say Yates is in the dryer that Vera closed. So is she going to make it out there alive? If she does, she's got to be transferred. If she doesn't, Vera's a murderer. So good luck with that, Vera. But Vera is also in with a drug dealer. I don't know how this is going to go for Vera. How's she going to get out of this? She's getting herself in way too deep now. If she ends up inside, she will be dead. And she'll get sent to Wentworth, because that's the only prison in Australia, apparently. So with that, if you've subscribed or followed to me so far, thank you ever so much. I love you lots for doing so. Australians can only see this on Dailymotion. It's blocked on YouTube for you, I'm afraid. I am not moving this over to the block days. This is going to stay on my main channel on the block days. On the blocked videos, like the blocked channel, I mean, SerenitySoloREACTS 2. It's going to stay on this channel, same as Most Haunted, which is blocked in America. That's going to stay on this channel too. But once these show end, Prisoner and Most Haunted, it will change over to no block shows on this channel whatsoever. So hopefully I can do that. Unfortunately, I'm running out of YouTube shows right now, so I really need suggestions. I honestly do. So to my Patreon members who get ad-free early access to my shows, uncensored and ad-free, and also exclusive shows, which will be coming up to 12 a month this year. Not shows, like, yeah, it'll be shows, 12 shows, yeah. It is you that is bringing the content to me, that allows me to bring the content straight back to you. Thank you all ever so much, I love you lots, no matter what tier you are. Now I'm sorry this may have gone over the allotted time, but let's get on with it. Still say she deserved it, I'm sorry. Can you imagine if Monica picked up the knife and she got done for it? Doesn't that have panic buttons? See, once again, they could have cut this bit out and just moved it to there. You know, from leaving Monica.
I've had people on the roofs, the air conditioning, the pantries, nothing. Not a trace.
I think Vera's more worried about that letter than she is Yates. But I still say are they going to send someone in to get B?
That's ridiculous, not a trace.
Unless she's clear away.
How?
Well, you realise, of course, if she got her hands on a uniform, she'd be Officer Yates again. Well, not to us. But if a delivery man came into the yard, he wouldn't know the difference.
Well, where would she get a uniform?
With a little help from her friends.
That's rubbish. Well, did she have any
She
particular
tended to
friends on
bingo?
staff? Anyone she kept in touch with?
Did she, Vera? How would I know? Well, what about the other prisoners? They're still locked in their cells.
It's a pity we can't snap freeze them until we find the woman.
Yeah, you did with money.
I suppose we better return to normal procedure. The evening meal is to be strictly supervised.
I want every officer we have on deck, the women, to go straight back to their cells.
Right. Do we still look for Yates?
No, we'll leave her to the police.
We can handle it, surely.
Oh, you were all for calling in the police over Lynn Warner.
Well, she returned, didn't she? So will Yates. We just have to starve her out.
Rather a gradual method, don't you think? No, it's time we call the police. Well and truly time if one of the staff are involved.
See, she really likes her job, but she'll do things to put it in jeopardy.
Cheers.
Vera's all for starving her out.
Who?
Yates.
Well, she's got to be there.
But where?
I don't know. How's B. Smith?
Oh, you know, I've been too busy to even think.
Hang on, you're off duty.
Yeah, she can still phone.
You know, Yates could be scattered around the place in 14 tidy parcels.
Oh, don't.
I
Foreshadowing?
hate to admit it, but Vera was right. She was all for special protection for that woman.
That doesn't sound like our girl.
They knew each other outside. And that's classified information, by the way.
But you mean Vera was a friend of Yates?
Well, as near as Vera ever got to a friend.
But there are rules about prison officers consorting with criminals.
Well, Yates hadn't been convicted.
I'm going to say she was a criminal
We
then.
knew that she was dismissed from service.
Well, technically, Yates resigned.
Come on, only an hour ahead of the posse. How could Vera be so stupid?
Desperate for a friend, I suppose. I mean, you know Vera. She probably gets very
Well,
lonely.
there's no excuse for consorting with criminals. A woman in her position of trust, hobnobbing with a pusher. Makes no better than Yates herself. Does the government know?
Hobnobbing with a dealer, never
I
mind a
don't know.
pusher.
She's pretending she doesn't at the moment.
Oh, she'd better be told.
Jean, I've about had as much righteous wrath as I can cope with for one day. Ease off, will you?
Sorry.
What sort of a day did you have?
I'm still upset about Susan Rice.
It's
See-
not your fault.
Marty's fell into
You know,
the same
Steve
abyss
Wilson's got a lot to
as
answer
money.
for. It was losing the custody of those kids that pushed her over the edge.
Oh, she forgot she's got a
It's no
son.
better than a hired gun.
That's your considered opinion of Mr. Wilson, is it?
It certainly is.
Must have thought about that, all right.
I certainly have.
Much more than if he'd been weedy, small, and unattractive.
I have no personal interest in Steve Wilson.
Well, of course not. Hello?
Hello, is that you, Meg?
Yes. Love your timing.
Oh, can I have a word with Jane, please?
Yes, hang on.
They had very clear phones
Steve.
in 1979.
Yes?
Hello, Jane. How about having dinner with me tonight?
See, Billy sounds any
Why?
different.
Oh, let's just say that I hate to eat alone.
Not good enough.
Come on. I promise you'll have a good time.
My idea of a good time would be telling you exactly what I think of you.
All right. That's fine. I'll pick you up in an hour.
Going to be a very comfortable meal.
Well, are you ready to eat?
I'm eating out.
Oh, with Steve?
It's a chance to tell him what I think of him. That's the only reason I'm going.
You know, Jean, I wouldn't mind if you wanted to leave with Steve and go somewhere, you know, forever, take that picture with you.
What?
I don't mind you as a character,
Is that your telling off outfit?
It's all I had clean.
but as long as that picture's in here,
The
I
brass
hate
knuckles
it.
are in the bag.
I hate her.
And in the black trunks, weighing in at 190 pounds.
Bloody hell, he's
Well.
dolled up.
Good evening.
I wouldn't jump to any conclusions.
We're booked in at 8:30.
Where?
So, guess?
You mean Sergi's? The type of evening you're going to be having, you'll be wasting your money.
Why don't you let me be the judge of that?
I'm warning you. It's not going to be one of your great evenings.
Well, if we stand here in the doorway much longer, I'll never discover that, will I? Come on.
Bye, Meg.
Oh, bye, Meg.
Bye.
Poor Meg is so alone again. Can you imagine if she goes to visit Vienna? He's there.
Champagne and roses.
I tidied up a bit for you. You smell of that damn prison. Get out of that uniform, quick. Come on, I'll help you.
Oh, no, don't.
Tough day.
George, Anne's disappeared.
Disappeared? From the inside?
She's gone.
Just like that, into thin air?
Oh, look, we've searched all day.
Oh, God. You knew those bloody crims were after her. You just threw her to the wolves.
Crims? And what's she supposed to be? A Sunday school teacher?
You knew they were out to get her.
Look, I did everything I could for your precious Miss Yates. I must say, you're very concerned.
keep the audio
Someone who's
stable,
just
please?
a business associate.
Come on, Vera. Don't be silly. You know where you stand with me.
Well, I hope it's a little closer than Anne Yates.
Sit down, then. I'll explain something.
Well, after what happened in yesterday's...
You both know that Anne Yates is a
last
pretty tough
episode.
lady. And she knows more about my business affairs than I'm happy
I
about.
don't want to hear about your business affairs.
Okay, okay. That's how she pressured me into pressuring you.
She blackmailed you?
She said if you didn't take care of her, her solicitor would open a letter from her and act upon it.
Oh, I did know.
Now, she's dead and that letter exists.
It does. She threatened me with it. Would that letter mention me?
Who knows?
Fear that only out for herself again.
Ah, the hell with it. Let's open the champers. I could do with a drink.
Through the love of a life.
What have we got to celebrate?
Bea really told you could take over.
You better believe it.
Sure, I do. It's only some of the others might get
Yeah, well,
a
they
bit...
better believe it too if they know it's good for them.
I bet if money gets a taste for it.
Poor old Bea. You wouldn't think Yates had it in her.
Yeah. Well, a cornered rat'll always fight. Bea should have known that.
Where'd you get the knife? Off the screws?
Nah. Screws are as crooked on Yates as we are. I mean, she's the living proof that they're no better than we are. Any bloody difference is we're in and they're out.
Funny they haven't found her.
Maybe they have. Maybe somebody done her in and the screws don't want to spread the glad tidings.
Who then?
I don't know. But she gets my vote for Woman of the Year.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Are they actually going to start liking Vera?
Jimmy?
I've been here before.
Oh, you come here often with hors d'oeuvres at $8.50?
You can
Well,
afford
if you
it.
want the best, you have to pay for it. You haven't been here before,
I know so few millionaires.
Their loss.
Do you realize that a whole family could eat for a week on the price of a main course?
My mother would have stretched that to a fortnight.
Where is she now in the old age home?
Now she's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cancer. My father was a TPI. He died shortly after she did. They never owned their own house, and I never owned a suit until I was 23.
I don't know what a TPI
I hope
is.
that qualifies me for the human race by your exacting standards.
You've come a long way.
Oh, some of it was luck. A lot of the fellows at my school were brighter than I was, but, well, they didn't quite make it. Which is why I am genuinely interested in helping people who, well, don't get an even break.
This doesn't sound like the Steve Wilson I know and hate.
You still think that I'm devious, though,
Well,
Right then, I am. I am a little devious. In fact, I'm being devious tonight. You see, I do have an ulterior motive for this meal.
oh,
I want a little more tonight from you than just your charming conversation.
oh.
Yes, well, you would, rather than I lay it on the line, wouldn't you, than pussyfoot about.
I've always thought that honesty is the best policy.
Ah, here comes my ulterior motive now. Clara, my dear.
Oh,
Oh, I'm dreadfully late. I'm so sorry,
I
darling.
thought you were going to ask her out.
You must be the clever girl who's going to help me.
Yes, Clara, I'd like you to meet Jean Vernon. Jean, this is Mrs. Goddard.
How do you do?
Hello.
I'm going to what?
Oh, you tell her about it and I'll get you a drink.
Super. Well, to put it simply, I want to open a halfway house. I'm tired of working for the Heart Foundation and the Red Cross.
That's
It's
not
boring.
bad.
The real need
Good
is
idea.
for the victims of the system, don't you agree? The wrecked lives forever shattered unless we do something about them.
You mean you want to open a halfway house for ex-prisoners?
Naturally. I think I put that perfectly clearly, didn't I, Steve?
Clarity itself.
Steve has always been a great help to me with all my little charities, you know. With his expertise and your good advice, I'm sure that we'll
She
soon
seems a
have
bit
the
nice
show
to be running a halfway
on
house.
the road.
What sort of money are you planning to put into it?
What do you think? About 80,000.
80,000?
Now, you have to tell us the best way to use
Is that
it.
after buying the place?
The best way to use it would be to give it to the Salvation Army.
No.
That's where it could do the most good.
Clara would rather do it her way, Jean.
You mustn't rob me of my little pleasures, dear.
It would be far better to give it to an established organization. The Salvos perform miracles on a prayer and a crust of bread and bacon rind. With real money, they could do so much more.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think religion should come into it. I don't want my girls brainwashed. I really don't.
The Salvation Army is not a brainwashing organization.
Clara is entitled to spend her money anywhere she likes, Jean.
Of course, I know it's her money, but you did ask me my advice.
We do so want it, dear. We do.
I think it's a good idea.
Now, you really haven't heard Clara's great idea. She wants to give the girls a place they can run by themselves, for themselves.
No, not that. That's not a good
work.
idea.
Why?
The law prefers that old acquaintance be forgot. The girls aren't capable of it. They just couldn't cope.
Oh, some of them could. Karen Travers, for instance. Though she would hardly call her inadequate. She's intelligent, capable, and reliable. Why, Karen could run the whole thing.
Karen. I see.
Intelligent, capable, and reliable. Tell me, darling, what is this Paragon doing in jail?
Can Jean Vernon run it, please?
Oh,
get it
boy,
out of it.
does money impress
Well,
you?
out of the
Yes, Clara. No,
office.
Clara. Anything you say, Clara. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the winner of the Australian Crawl.
I happen to be very fond of Clara Goddard.
Only because she's a useful contact. Steve Wilson's the name. Social climbing, the game.
You know, you're being very childish.
You wouldn't have given her the time of day if she'd been Sadie, the cleaning lady. But being rich, doesn't matter if she's a few bricks short of a load.
And she was a cleaning lady. She couldn't afford a halfway house.
She's brilliant.
Really? What's her field? Brain surgery?
Computers.
And I'm Olivia Newton-John.
She can add, subtract, divide, and cube 3 rows of figures while you're adding 2 and 2.
Pity she couldn't figure you out.
Meaning?
You're only using her to get what you want.
Oh. And that is?
More clients?
Oh, please, go on.
Cannon.
Power over $80,000.
Oh.
Nice one, Jean. I come up with an idea to help those people that you're supposed to care about. And what do? You try and wreck the entire project. Why? I don't think you know why yourself. I didn't think you could be that stupid.
Isn't it time you left?
Yes. I couldn't agree more.
I'm sorry. He's in the right. She's supposed to be there to help them. A halfway house is a fantastic idea.
All right, breakfast time. Move! This is the last time I'm going to tell you. Now get a move on there.
Can they go back to work now, or we'll get them put back in the cells?
You're a slow learner, aren't you? I'll learn you a thing or two. Only B gets to jump the queue. Yeah? Well, I'm taking her place. Says who? B told me to. Watch it. Since you were a movie? Oh, that screw over there.
Why, I haven't done anything.
Up Australia.
Yeah. Hey, miss, when it was coming here...
Excuse me. Oh, that's lagging.
And did you?
Me? Oh, as good as gold.
Hey, listen, how about me taking over from B in the laundry? I mean, now that she's not here, you'll need someone in charge, won't you?
I'll check it with the governor.
Come on, Lizzie.
Well, she did quite take her time getting her food there.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. By the look of you, last night's date was a laugh a minute.
Not that you'd notice.
Well, at least you told him off.
You know what he tried to do? He conned this half-baked old trout into putting up $80,000. And he got me there to clinch the deal.
He didn't con her.
I was supposed to impress her with my experience and knowledge.
Of what?
Some sort of welfare experiment. It had some validity, which is more than I can say for him, legal louse.
Why so upset? All you want to do was tell him off, and he certainly did that.
That's the last I'll see him again. He's got no reason for hanging around Wentworth now.
Well, he'll always find an excuse as long as Karen's there.
Well, he can't expect any help from me in that direction.
Does that mean you won't be helping Karen?
Oh, I wish I had the moral fibre to be absolutely rotten. I know it's no fault of Karen's. You working late shift?
Yes, yes. But I must hurry. I've got someone to see.
No bleep troublers right now.
Have a good morning.
Thank God.
Hello. Look, Graham, we've got a
Hey,
visitor.
what?
Mrs. Jackson.
How nice to see you.
Hello, Mum.
Why is she back in it?
Oh, it's all right, thank you. Judy, dear, why don't you make a cup of tea for Mrs. Jackson?
Oh, okay. Milk, no sugar, isn't it?
Don't go back inside, Mum,
Won't you
please.
sit down?
It's nice to see her back, but I don't want her to go back in.
Well, how is she?
Blooming, thank goodness. And how's everything at Wentworth?
Well, it's a bit dicey at the moment. One of the prisoners is missing.
Oh. And how's Bea?
Oh, and that's some more bad news.
Stabbed.
She's in hospital.
Oh, no. Is it serious?
Well, she's been stabbed.
Well, which hospital is she in?
Oh, I hope you're not thinking of going to see her, Mum. You know the conditions of your parole.
Well, couldn't I send some flowers?
Ah, why not? She's in the Wentworth District Hospital on the 3rd floor.
Is that
That's
she's
where
getting
our
back in?
prenatal clinic is. Judith Ann has a check tomorrow. I'll send the flowers with her. Or maybe this. Oh, it's going to be lovely when it comes out. Miss Vernon and I have a bet on the colour. Oh, she always cheers us up.
Do you mind not telling her that I've been here, Mum?
Well, is there a law against it?
Well, I'm afraid so. Now, you know a prison officer is not supposed to socialise with anybody who's been inside.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't want to get you into any trouble.
Well, I'm sure Jean wouldn't say anything, but if she did, I'd have a lot of explaining to do. And it could jeopardise your parole.
It's Mum, though.
Yes, I know.
Come on.
You can be sure I won't say a word. And how's Lynn getting on at the nursery?
Oh, marvellously. Do you know what she said to me? It's so great outside, I should get out on a work release.
I mean, it's just as I said.
So is Mum going back
Stands to
in?
reason. They've combed this place like it's got nits, and they still haven't found her.
Any objections if I work the press?
I think probably the screws are giving her a farewell party.
Have you finished? Just shut up and get back to work. All of you. Ferguson.
That's mate.
You're not rostered here in the laundry.
Haven't you heard the good news? Special request from the governor. Could we have the pleasure of your company in the laundry?
Where's the water coming down those walls? They did kill her.
Yeah, well, it doesn't pay to be too soft, not when you're dealing with villains.
They only take advantage.
Right. I mean, you might think they're women like yourselves. Give them a little bit of kindness,
Was
a
she
little
not
bit of trust.
banging?
You think they'll turn up roses, but will they?
I won't keep you, Sergeant Grace.
Give them an inch, look what you end up with. Murder.
Murder?
Well, what do you think it is?
I had Dr. Miller's report on the body before it was moved for post-mortem. Yates died of suffocation. In his opinion and mine, it was an accident.
Yeah, well, that might wear in a finishing school, Mrs. Davidson. Little girlie hiding in a dryer. Bit of a giggle, but here? No.
We assumed she was hiding from the other prisoners and accidentally locked the door from inside.
Accidentally. Well, you're very good with accidents.
Can
What
she
do you
remember
think,
she
Miss Bennett?
closed it? Oh, she can now.
It could have been an accident.
I knew they
Could it
showed
now?
that for a reason.
Hiding from the other prisoners, eh? Well, what would make that poor little lady so nervous?
She once worked here as a warder.
I see.
I said it was a mistake putting her in with the other prisoners.
So it turned out to be. Now, we have established it was Officer
Jackson?
Jackson that was the last one to see her, right?
Yes, she was escorting Yates to the examination room.
And mislaid her.
One of the other prisoners was attacked. Officer Jackson ran to her aid.
Well, no doubt she'll tell me about it.
When she's back on duty.
It's not going to look good for Veronica.
Have you seen Dad around?
Yeah,
anywhere?
another death.
Oh, I think he's up the back somewhere.
Oh,
Do you love something?
let's take it first.
Oh, I don't think you find them in the infirmary.
No.
And anyway, if you're thinking of pruning the roses, they've already been done.
He got you to do them?
Mm-hmm. He showed me how. And I've got a couple of thorns to prove it.
They look nasty.
I'll survive.
Have you had tetanus shots? Well, look, if the skin's been broken, you shouldn't be pushing your hands in the soil like that.
Yeah, but any holes that I've got are being blocked up by thorns.
Really? Give me a look. Look, you should take more care of yourself.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, it'll hurt more if it gets infected.
I was beginning to think I'd done something wrong.
Why?
Well, you hardly said hello to me this morning.
Well, I'm not much of a talker.
I'm glad to hear it. I got enough of those as it is. Well, young lady, you going to stand around all day gossiping?
Let's get the thorns out.
Some thorns, Dad.
She's picked up some bad habits too, hasn't she? Didn't I warn you when that Grant woman was here? Yakety yak doesn't get the work done.
So she
Yes,
fired?
Mr. Butterfield.
I was just trying to help.
I need your help, Jeffrey, and I need it quick, smart at the back gate, son. There's a load of tan bark to be shifted. Now, look, young lady, I won't warn you again.
Does this some volunteer there? You know, don't talk to him like that if he's not being paid.
Hey, rat trap features. Piss off, you fat bitch. Don't like your own company, eh? Can't say I blame you. I don't think I'd like your company myself. You wait till I get out of here. When you get out of here, you better watch yourself. I'm taking over from B, get it? Me. And you better toe the line, or next time you won't end up in the pound, you'll end up in the bloody hospital. I'll fix you for what you've done to me. Well, I'd have a sudden lapse of memory about that if I were you. Otherwise, you might end up like Yatesy. Yeah, she turned up. Stone cold dead in one of the dryers.
So is she a mainstay now in the cell?
Been there for 2 days, they reckon. Or maybe I'm telling you something you already know. What do you mean? Well, you were running neck and neck with Yatesy when she got to the laundry, weren't you? That's what I heard.
Is she? I don't recall. All I know is it sounds like she's got a broken jaw. I want to get that looked at.
I can only speak as I find, Judy. That's all one can ever do. Bea isn't what your mother would call a nice woman, but given a good husband, she would have made a decent life for herself.
Oh, I just thought...
Must be awful, all your friends being
the
locked
daughter's
up.
not coming in, is she?
Not now that I've got you.
And him.
And him, too. Now eat your greens. You're going to need plenty of iron.
Why don't you go and see Bea while she's in hospital?
Not allowed, I'm afraid.
But they wouldn't send you away if you just happened to turn up with a big bunch of flowers.
You'll get me into trouble, young woman.
They'd let you stay for just a minute.
I doubt it.
Oh, Gran, you never know till you try. That's what you keep telling me.
Don't, Mum.
I was going to send her the cyclamen.
Well, I can take it. I've got to go to the clinic.
We'll both take it.
The Rosstown case was settled in our favour.
I don't want her back
Frederick Rice got
inside.
custody of his children. I sucked him plenty, he can afford it. Oh, and Karen Travers, do you remember her? I managed to get her sentence reduced.
Legal aid again?
We do have to do some legal aid, even if it's just for the look of it.
We don't have to turn down lucrative work for charity cases.
Oh, where did you hear that?
Right in this office. If I'd known that you'd gone into the wrecking business, I would have flown back sooner. This firm was a go project when I took over. What have I got now? Charity cases.
Come, Charles, we do have to make
Good
some allowance
PR.
for charity.
Oh, humbug. I picked you out of law school for 2 reasons. You were bright and you were hungry. If you're setting up as a charitable institution, you can find yourself another partner, mate.
Now listen, Charles.
No, I've got to go and take my tablets. I think I left my stomach in Hawaii.
Yes, Miss Bates.
Mrs. Goddard to see you, Mr. Wilson.
All right.
So,
Send her in, will you?
is he a partner or is he a employee?
Oh, we do have the Dismals.
Not sure now.
Claire. Look, I'm terribly sorry about the other evening.
Oh, my dear, never be sorry about anything. It's such a waste of time. I myself have gone through 50 glorious years without a pang of regret.
Really? Not one pang, hmm?
Well, there was rather a charming Frenchman way back in 58. Still, one can't have everything.
Well, Jean turned out to be a bit of a frost, I'm afraid.
No, I I don't think so. She was cautious, yes, but I'd expect her to be. She could be very useful if we get her on side.
Well, that is going to take some doing.
I'm sure your charm won't fail us. She's such a pretty girl. Anyway, I just called in to tell you not to give up on her.
That
You care for a drink?
No, Steve, I
And another thing. Oh.
Clara, this is my senior partner, Charles Baldwin. Charles, Clara got her.
Oh, he is a partner of
How do you do? Steve is being very helpful to me, Mr. Baldwin.
Oh, what's he up to now?
All manner of charitable things, and all from the goodness of his heart.
Don't say that.
I'm a dreadful freeloader, I'm afraid.
But a delightful one. I'm glad Steve's taking care of you. We like to help where we can. And we, Steve.
Well, Steve, I must go.
Liar.
And don't forget, don't let go of that lovely girl. Goodbye, Mr. Baldwin.
Goodbye.
So that it, really. Just couldn't have done that by a phone call.
What lovely girl?
A social worker, you will be horrified to discover. Talk about hypocrisy. So charity is humbug, is it? Clara personifies charity, and you were all over her like a chocolate topping.
That lady personified charity. She personifies money. There was a time when you knew the difference.
People are people, not objects, and just cash.
Come on, you lazy bitches.
Stop that, Burke. Stop it at once.
Oh, it's
Now,
got
what
a
the
name.
hell do you want?
I want to see the governor.
She's
Rubbish.
a Burke.
You just want to get out of solitary. That's your trouble. I won't warn you again.
I know who killed Yatesy.
It's
Don't
gonna
you
say,
think the governor should know?
it's gonna say Monica.
Hello, Judith Ann.
Oh, Miss Vernon, come in.
Thanks. Wow, you've painted it. Looks great.
Yeah, you get
Should
help,
have called
did
me
you?
and I'm a tiger with a paintbrush. Where's Mum?
She would have done them.
Well, she's gone down the street. I think she went to the library.
Oh. How is she?
She's very well.
And you?
I'm fine.
Good. I've moved since I last saw you. I'm sharing a flat now with one of the prison officers. So we've got a lot to talk about.
Will Grandma know her?
Sure to. Meg Jackson.
Oh, yes. She often comes over here. She was over here this morning.
Excuse me. She said don't say anything.
Was something wrong?
No. No, nothing. Look, I think I'm going to miss your Gran. Could you tell her I called?
Yeah.
You can't. Isn't she to do with probation or something?
Now, Ferguson, I have reason to believe that you haven't been entirely frank with me. Now, look, you can lie to these ladies, but don't you start lying to me.
What are you on about?
Well, let's go over your story again, eh?
What story?
The one you rehearsed. I was outside the cell. I looked in. I saw B all covered in blood. I waited there till the screws came back.
Yeah, well, I did.
Well, we have reason to believe that you were otherwise engaged.
Doing what?
Well, you're a big girl. It would take a big girl to stuff Yates into the dryer after having laid her out first.
Oh, what with?
Well, we have reason to believe an iron.
Oh, I get it. I've been set up again. It's that Nolan, isn't it?
She'll have no head
We have a
trauma.
witness.
I swear to you, Mrs. Davidson, I was with B.
Not all the time. Mrs. Jackson had to look for you to lock you in your cell.
And she found me outside the dunny. That's where I was, wasn't it?
Put her in solitary, Mrs. Jackson, until we
Again.
get this sorted out.
Whoever's on the other side of that vortex or portal, please say hello
What's
from
she in
me.
for?
Money.
Assault?
Thought so. Violent.
All we have against her is a very biased witness. I do not have the faith in Nolene Burke that you have.
She did give us very specific details, Mrs. Davidson.
Yes, an iron. Dr. Miller's report makes no mention of any injuries to the head.
Perhaps the autopsy will.
We'll see, won't we?
There was one other thing. I believe the deceased was very friendly with one of the staff.
Oh, she was a member of staff here once, but I was not aware of her being close with anyone in particular.
You weren't aware? Well, the prisoners were. I mean, if I mentioned the name Vera, would that ring any bells?
Of course, you've already met Miss Bennett, but I'm sure she was...
She's Vera. Well, I'm going to have to talk to her, it seems.
She's left for the day.
Tomorrow will do.
Well, there's no point in hanging around. Got too much to lose.
But there may not be any letter. She could have been bluffing both of us.
I'm lost as to where this is going to go. Please don't spoil it. For
You coming
Vienna.
with me?
Up and leave just like that? Oh, I can't.
You'd sooner spend your time in that lousy prison.
I could be governor one day. I'm in line for it.
You're on the bottom line and you know it. If you love me.
Yes, I do love you.
Manipulation. I forgot his name.
We'll have to leave at the latest day after tomorrow.
Where would we go?
Anywhere, everywhere.
Look, I'll have to give notice.
There's no time. You just pack your suitcase and I'll phone you.
Well, I'll phone you when I'm ready.
Don't you try and get in touch with me. I'll phone you.
Oh, George. Well, I know so little about you.
You know everything you need to know, don't you?
Oh, hello? You still up?
I've got a problem.
Oh? What is it?
You.
Me? What have I done?
You've been socializing with an ex-con.
What ex-con? Oh, don't mean Mum.
Technically, she's out of bounds.
Come on, Mum is hardly the mafia.
Rules are rules. Now, we both got very holy about Vera socializing with Anne Yates. You're
Oh,
doing
yeah,
the
that's the
same
point.
thing.
Can't
Hypocritical.
compare Mum with Anne Yates. Mum's never really a real criminal.
She's
Kill
a
somebody.
sweetheart. But having been in jail, she's got underworld connections, whether she likes them or not. I'm a social worker. I'm allowed to see her. You're a prison officer. You're not.
I've known Mum nearly all my working life.
You're not doing her any favors. I'm only thinking of her. You'd only get a talking to if you got caught, but Mum would lose her parole. Do you want to see her doing another stretch in jail?
She's back in it for some reason. I'm going to guess she's going to.
Do you want some coffee?
Oh, not again.
You're still half asleep.
No, I'm not.
Oh, it's okay. You're asleep.
Well, let me rise for a minute.
No feathers in my
I want you
imagination.
to bring this with you when I phone.
Okay.
What's in it?
What's in it?
Thank you.
It's not drugs.
You sure?
Would I lie to you? Honestly, it's not drugs. Hey, I'm not going forever.
See, he's the landlord, so at least if they see him coming out of her flat, you can say collecting rent or something like that. Please.
Hello? This is Miss Bennett.
Oh, Wentworth.
Look, I won't be in today. I'm not feeling very well.
That's not going to look good to the police.
Hi, Mr. Butterfield. It's a lovely day, isn't it?
It's gonna rain.
Oh, well, it'll save us some watering.
It's not sent down to save you work.
Are you upset about something? It's not Jeff, is it?
Look, what goes on between me and mine is my own business.
I'm sorry.
You get your work done this morning, you hear? And leave Jeffrey to do his, or I'll be down to see Miss Vernon.
She got in with the wrong crowd, mate. Cut her some slack. I mean, she shouldn't have done what she
Dad, I'll
did.
give you a hand with that.
All right, Jeffrey, put it down the back, will you? Then fix that trellis and get those bags of fertiliser into the shed, right? Under cover. Now, listen, remember what I told you about you-know-what?
Yeah, right.
Oh, do you need a hand?
Oh, shit, Apples.
I thought she was kumquats.
That's not funny.
Jeff, what's the matter with you, Dad?
Well, you know, Dad, he's got a bonnet full of bees.
Yeah, well, he's not very happy with me. He hasn't said exactly what's wrong, he just hints. I mean, how can I put it right if he just hints?
Well, it's not you. It's me.
Oh? What have you done?
Oh, I've I met this girl. And I liked her.
No.
But he thinks she's bad news.
Not like.
What's it got to do with him?
Well, that's what I've been thinking. Why should he make my decisions for me?
Is she pretty?
Yeah, she is.
And nice?
Probably the nicest girl I ever met.
So what's the problem?
She's been in jail.
Well, he's told you, has he? I didn't think I was such bad news. How many other people's he told?
Well, he hasn't told anybody else, just me.
Yeah, well, I'd better move away before you get contaminated.
Lynn, please.
Don't run off again, love.
Look, may I drive you home tonight? I mean, drive you back? Oh. I knew you'd laugh at me.
Oh, I'm not laughing at you.
Liar.
It's just, so nice to find someone who doesn't think like everyone else. You had me worried for a while. Thanks.
I'm gonna guess they are gonna get off together. Really? Is she gonna go and running with him? You know, she loves the job that much. Mind you, that job might have been her whole life because she had nobody. Problem is, she's falling in with the wrong people.
Autopsy report. The Burke woman was a liar, all right.
No signs of injuries to the head?
No, she suffocated in the dryer, that's all.
No signs of violence? No signs of being forcibly placed in the dryer?
Didn't I tell you?
No, Sergeant, you did not.
Oh, I thought I did. Simple enough case. Got inside the dryer to hide from the others and accidentally shut the door.
I'll have Ferguson released and Nolene Burke put in solitary. I take it you'll be leaving us now.
When I've tied up a few loose ends, I still want to see Vera Bennett.
What if Vera
Dr. Darling, outpatient, please, Dr. Darling.
doesn't run her, then they somehow find out she closed the door and then she becomes wanted for murder?
Yes, what is it? We brought this for the Smith constable. Oh, sorry.
We haven't snuck a file into it.
Oh, it's not that.
Sound?
It's just that plants aren't allowed in the surgical wards. Could I see her then, just for a minute? I'm sorry, no visitors. Well, could you give her this note then and ask her to write to me when she's feeling better?
Should have said I'm her
I'll have
mother.
to read it. That's all right. No guilty secrets. Can you tell me how she is?
Well, nowhere near as bad as she wants us to believe.
Oh. Is B going to escape? She's going to end up at Mum's, and Mum's going to end up back inside.
Just a word, Miss Bennett. You haven't been very well, I believe. Well, all packed to go, eh?
Oh, they don't belong to me. I'm minding them for a friend.
Friend? Well, we all need friends, don't we? I believe you and the deceased were friends.
No. Well, I knew her as a prison officer. Everyone at Wentworth did. We weren't close.
Oh, is that so?
Yes?
Hello, love. All set?
You've just saved me a phone call.
Somebody there.
Oh, I agree.
Cops.
Could say that.
Now, you listen to me. You don't know anything about me. You don't even know I exist. If you stick to that, you'll be all right.
I've got a parcel for you.
It's money. Keep it for yourself. And don't worry about it. It's clean.
Aren't you going to collect it?
I've got to clear out for a while. When I'm free and clear, I'll get in touch. Tell you where to join me.
When?
Just keep your bags packed. I'll be in touch. Goodbye, darling. And thanks for everything.
She's got to live out of a suitcase, really.
As you were saying?
Well, if you weren't that close to Yates, it doesn't really matter. I thought you might be able to tell me about her associates, that's all.
No.
You know, Miss Bennett, you don't look very well at all.
That's why she took a day off sick. Did Erica not tell you that? I think she did. And you got some money out of it, love. And you've got a place. Probably don't have to pay rent.
Well, to what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
I owe you an apology. I realize that there was more to last night than my own personal feelings. And I should have controlled them.
Well, that's handsome.
If you still want me to help you with the halfway house, I will.
Clara still had high hopes of you.
She's a nice lady. Nutty as a fruitcake, but nice.
Steve. Oh, you have company. Oh,
Another
this
charity
must be
worker.
that social worker I've heard so much about.
Don't tell me I look like a social worker.
Oh, you're just as described. A lovely girl. No wonder Steve's taking so much interest. You may give him a social conscience yet. Keep it up.
Yeah, well, he's changed his tune, bloody hell.
Why don't you take her to lunch? I would.
Who's Mr. Charm?
That is my senior partner. A man of many facets. Well, would you like some lunch?
Many hypocrites.
Why not?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson, Mrs. Goddard's here to see you.
All right, send her in.
It looks like it's the
My really
freeway
wasn't
lunch.
expecting
Oh, hello, darlings. So nice to see you together. Steve, I don't want to spoil your lunch, but this is rather important. I think I'm going to be arrested.
What? What? What the hell could she be arrested for? She seems so nice, mind you. You can't judge a book by its cover, can you? Someone can look really. Actually, I used to know a bloke who looked really rough, really rough. The kind you'd cross the street if you walk next to you, like up to you. It was gentle, very gentle. So you cannot judge a book by its cover whatsoever. She seems like a really nice lady. She could have just been out and slaughtered a whole lot of school children, I don't know. She could have been to a nursery and kidnapped all the babies and sold them. We'll find out in the next episode. It's getting much closer to the twice weekly episodes. So my workload has shot way up. I've had to do actual scheduling of when to do which shows. YouTube is a much harder job than what people make out, believe me. When people say get a proper job, who works over 12 hours a day on a proper job, 7 days a week? I do, and a lot of other YouTubers do. Sign out. Not quite had it all going there. Vera was going to do a runner with the dealer. I keep forgetting his name. I don't know his name. And she also killed Yates. Inadvertently, but she still did it. Mum is definitely going back inside. I think Judith's too young to be a prisoner. So yeah, it's going to be Mum back inside. And like I said, I came to the realisation during the episode, B. Smith is probably going to escape and end up at Mum's. And that's what's going to end up back inside. End up with her being back inside. Now, I do understand, you know, Mum's a really nice lady, stuff like that. But Meg seeing her, it makes her a massive hypocrite with her telling Vera that she can't see Yates. She sees Mum. Yeah, it's quite a massive hypocrite there, because Yates weren't even convicted of anything before then. Yes, she basically ran before the red tape happened, but still, it's a very big hypocritical way to go. I did enjoy it. I don't know what the hell Mrs. Goody Two-Shoes is going to do. I don't know if Monica is going to want to give Top Dog back when B comes back. I'm going to guess this is going to turn into a little turf war for Top Dog. Monty and B is no longer going to be friends. This is what I'm guessing. I've never seen it before. I could be completely wrong. Mrs. Broken Jaw or Miss Broken Jaw, I don't know. I'm going to guess she wasn't in it just to try and set Monty up. I'm going to guess she's in it longer because she was in too many scenes. Well, she was in 3 scenes, maybe 4. But yeah, she was in too many to just be a one-off character. So we'll see. Money might just be in that big abyss again, might never get out of solitary. So, yes, if you enjoyed that and you haven't subscribed or followed to me so far, could I please beg of one? It would really help me out. If you have, thank you ever so much. I really do appreciate you. You're helping the channel out, you're helping me out. Thank you very much. And to my Patreon members who get ad-free, uncensored and exclusive shows on Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. It's ad-free and uncensored YouTube and Dailymotion shows, at least 1 month early access as well, and 12 exclusive shows per month coming up. At the moment it should be 8, but 12's on its way. But it is you that is bringing the content to me that allows me to bring the content straight back to you. Thank you every single one of my SoloREACTS. I appreciate you all so very much, no matter what tier you are. So with that, I shall sign out now and move on to the next one, and I hope to see you there. Goodbye.